Hey everybody, let's get this thing started. Can everybody hear me okay? Can you get some reaction emojis?
I can hear you, buddy.
Okay, awesome, beautiful. So, yeah, really excited to give some mega dates today, and then we have our special guest, Hank, of who is one of the heads of one of our partner projects, two of our partner projects, DiamondSwap and Dior. For you folks who don't know, DiamondSwap is going to be the ultimate DEX. It's kind of like Uniswap on steroids with superpowers. Just solves every problem with current DEX aggregators, and we're really excited about it. And also Dior, which is just better than tools in always going to be the number one place to go for charts, analytics, and everything you need about the crypto markets as a whole. So what I want to do is I'm going to just give some general updates first, and then want to introduce Hank to talk about uh, DiamondSwap. So the first thing is I just want to say that since the DApp staking went live, it's been an incredible success. You can see on the Ethereum contract right now that approximately 25% of all Hourglass weight is staked. And that's really a tremendous number in such a short amount of time. Also, want to give you some really interesting alpha, which is some of our largest weight holders are just out of the country and just haven't had a chance to stake yet. And literally, some of the strongest hands have not yet and are going to. And so that number is going to go up. And so that's very exciting. That's good for everyone. Good for our token. I think that you guys all know we're 100% circulating. So there's no other supply. The other thing is that we have something exciting that is being built by a new partner of ours. So there's going to be a stake bot in Telegram. So every time there's a new stake, you're going to see a notification in Telegram once that's out, and so you can see exactly how much participation we have in our DApp. Okay, so I wanted to mention that first. Then I wanted to mention that the roadmap is incredible. We've been presenting the opportunity for Hourglass Launch Station partnership to more and more projects, getting a ton of referrals from our leadership team, guys like Coach K, guys like Brian, goalie dude here, and Psychonaut, just nonstop deal flow. So many that I can barely even handle the number of conference calls throughout the day. The number of projects that are top projects that say, yes, we want to give you guys, your community, some allocation early, is so high. I said 90% last time. It's been 100% recently because everybody sees the value. So the model is working incredible. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the DApp itself is going to be an ongoing work of progress. So pretty soon there'll be an event section there. Will be an announcements page. There'll be a lot more features. A lot of the things that people asked for was just not in the first version, but is literally I already see it in the staging sites, and it looks really good. We're just only going to make it better and better and better. And so we've announced DiamondSwap, we announced Dior. We wanted to show the type of projects that we partner with, very high quality with incredible leadership. That's usually what we target. You're not going to see too many really crazy, useless degen stuff and partnered with Hourglass. We don't see the point in that. The whole point is that we know folks want to get early on the next big thing. So that's where our eyes and ears are on. Okay. Um, one more thing I wanted to mention is that a lot of folks are asking how is it going to work when we have these launches. And what we're doing is that we're going to have moving tiers. So without going into tremendous detail, there's going to be value for everyone who's staked, from the person with the most PowerPoints to just the folks that have the very minimum 1,000 weight staked. There's going to be benefit for being in our system. It's going to be kind of like when you're on an airline. I mean, the people with the highest PowerPoints are first class. They're going to have guaranteed. And then there's going to be mid tiers where there's the amount of allo is less. and there are, there's going to be first come first serve elements, and then there's also going to be, even for everyone else, there's going to be a lower tier where there's a lower allo, and also first come first serve element, and possibly randomization as well. But anyone who's in has a chance. And so we just wanted to make that clear, because I think that there was some confusion. Some folks say that, oh, well, basically what's going to happen is the top folks will just hoard it every time, and then no one in the middle and low will get anything. And we did not want to design it that way. So the way it's being designed is there's benefit across the board. Okay. So again, uh, these announcements as to projects that you're going to be able to have access to, they're going to be regular, and there's going to be different types. Remember, we are incubating many of our own projects. So with the projects that we're incubating, there's going to be a ton of allocation for you guys, because they're literally our projects. And then there's projects that we're partnered with very closely that have a good amount. And then there's light touch partnerships where there may be smaller amounts available, but it's still worth doing, because hey, if they want to give us some of our folks a chance to get in and they're a great project, it's still worth doing in our mind. So I just want to explain that there's going to be dozens and dozens of projects in the launch station. So when people are trying to pick apart, like right away, like, okay, exactly how much is going to be here, does that make it worth it to be in Wait or not? Is this going to be too small? Is this even worth it? You don't understand if you're thinking that way. That's just one of what's going to be dozens and dozens of dozens opportunity. The idea is that you get one ticket, which is Wait and PowerPoints, and then you get ongoing opportunities. You don't have to take them all. It's your choice. You can participate in the ones that you want to participate in. Okay? All right. So now that I laid out the big picture, want to introduce Hank here. He is the head of two amazing projects, and DiamondSwap and Dior. And one thing that I want to say that I was just on his spaces that that I didn't say is that this is proprietary and I can't name names, but I've never seen such a stacked list of folks who are already in DiamondSwap and Dior. We're talking some of the best VCs and most of the anyone who is anyone KOL crypto are already in, and so it's going to be just so explosive when this comes out. The network effect of all the folks that are in, what they're doing, which is so amazing, and then all of you guys in Hourglass community as well. So yeah, without further ado, Hank, can you introduce yourself and then talk about DiamondSwap and then Dior, and maybe talk about yourself a little bit, and then talk about the two projects?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Sweet. Thanks for having me up, Juan. It's a pleasure. We just came from the DiamondSwap space, moving over here. So, for the people who haven't heard that space or weren't able to attend, my name's Hank. I am the CEO for DiamondSwap and the CTO for DiorDex. We have a as Jet was saying, a large amount of reach that we're going to begin utilizing here shortly. Both of the projects are going to be releasing in March and April for the time frame. And we have a lot in the pipeline. So I'll start with DiamondSwap. We've actually been building this from scratch for the last year and a half, closer to 2 years now. It is the only EIP 2535 DEX out there. We are the first ones to create it, and that is the Diamond standard, hence DiamondSwap. What the Diamond standard allows us to do that the competition and previous DEXs out there cannot is we're actually able to upgrade in place and come into compliance in a way that has not been seen before, because the Diamond standard allows us to be much more gas efficient and store data in a way where it is substantially less of a cost for us and for you as the user for gas and everything else for what we're doing. And in all of the new features that we release throughout the ecosystem, due to our technical prowess, we are able to prevent migrations or upgrades from needing to happen, right? So, as an example, you might have heard of liquidity pools using V2 or V3. We don't have to have that, right? When we create something new, when we release something new, it will all just be the same version. You won't have to move anything over. You won't have to, do anything as an end user. If we do an upgrade on the token, we do an upgrade on the platform, we do an upgrade on products, etc. All of it is seamless. You don't have to try to worry about it. We've made everything super user friendly. One of the major updates that we have coming out here shortly for DiamondSwap is our aggregator. So we'll be able to pull liquidity from all other DEXs and facilitate any type of trade that you would like to do on any EVM compatible network. So we are going to be supporting Ethereum, Base, Optimism, ZK Sync, Arbitrum, Polygon, all of the major networks. You'll be able to facilitate trades on DiamondSwap, and will be cheaper than all of the actual platforms if you were to go directly to them. For example, Uniswap just added a 0.15% interface fee. You don't get that fee taken if you're utilizing DiamondSwap versus going directly to them. That's just one example of us being able to save people money while facilitating the transactions and growing the platform. And in tandem, we have several user features that are going to definitely provide a layer of protection that does not exist right now on any of the other competitors. Something that we do that all of the other platforms don't at the moment is we actually simulate the trades before you do them. So we are able to determine, for example, if a token is unable to be sold, we don't let you buy it. So we can prevent honeypots and all these different types of scams that pop up on Ethereum and BSC, etc. We want to be able to implement enough user protection where the normal user who is still doing their own research, but maybe people do upgrades on a token or change it, or somebody who's doing malicious things tries to take advantage of people. We'll do our best to integrate these different safety features, such as like honeypot protection and MEV protection and everything else, to provide the safest platform as possible. In tandem to just the regular DEX mechanics, we also do something very different for projects who list with us officially and pair their liquidity with DiamondSwap. This will be seen definitely after we do our major upgrade, but we have a incentive program which is unique to us as well, where we are actually giving a large majority of the fees that we generate back to the projects. So something you might not know for all of these different DEXs that exist out there is they take a fee on the output token of what you're using. So say I'm trading Ethereum to weight, right? What the fee comes in for is actually in the weight token, not in Ethereum in all cases. Now, if you're going from weight to Ethereum, then the platform takes it in Ethereum. But for the DEXs, all of them out there other than DiamondSwap, at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, they actually sell the tokens that they get as fees as part of their revenue model, right? We didn't want to do that. We wanted to change how the space operates and really benefit all of the different projects out there who are listed on us, and people who would like to remove sell pressure from their projects. We give those tokens back to the projects for free at the end of every month. So the projects are able to either burn those, give it back to the community, whatever they would like to do. But we essentially don't cause any sell pressure that you do have on every other DEX out there. So that just those small but very important things are what's going to be what definitely set us aside from most other people in the space. Now, we will also have perpetuals and futures built into DiamondSwap as well. So for all of you degens out there, you'll be able to throw in longs and shorts and everything else in between whenever we fully release as well. So that's the DiamondSwap side. Dior, or Dior Dex, as it's fully pronounced, is going to be a combination of everything that you see on Dex Tools, as well as some of the feature sets that Dex Tools is missing that CoinMarketCap has, right? But it's like you take both of those products and put them on crack. So our goal is to provide a advanced charting and analytics platform that is changing how the space operates. So all of the analytics platforms right there, all of the charting platforms right now, while they may show you some data, they don't show you all of the data that is on chain. So we want to be able to, one, facilitate as much information as a user would want, but allow you to have a modular display personally to be able to pick what you want to be able to see. So you'll be able to completely customize the entirety of what you see on the platform. It'll save to your account, which there is a account system being built in. So you'll be able to save all of your preferences. You'll be able to look at your portfolios. You'll be able to link wallets, link social medias, interact with projects in a different way than what is seen in the space so far. But you'll also be able to, on the same page, utilize the DiamondSwap technology and facilitate those trades right on the chart page. You'll be able to set up different trade bots, limit orders, etc., right on the chart page. You'll be able to see which projects that are listed on Dior, what they are doing in terms of advertising, and what the trending lists and all of that actually mean. So right now, in order to list on Dex Tools and some of these other charting pages, you have to do weird, sketchy back-end deals through Telegram and hope you don't get scammed, and you never know what you're going to pay or what they're going to charge, and all of the money that they take in through these back-end deals don't go into the projects, etc. I mean, it's really sketchy for a project owner to try to figure out what's real, what's not. How do I actually do this? How do I market my product to all these different people? And we don't agree with that, right? So one of the major things that sets us apart for the Dior side is everything will be on an automated and transparent ledger for all of these different advertisement slots. All of the different things that projects would be paying for is going to be seen and auctioned off on the platform itself. So no more back-end deals, no more am I going to get scammed. If you want to be connected to a certain group or different project, etc., everyone is going to be able to have a direct connection and something that makes them feel safe in the space that doesn't exist right now, right? So in tandem with that, projects will have their own dashboards where they will be able to utilize different development tools and different features that will help them. We'll have a liquidity locker built into the platform. We'll have launchpad services built into the platform where they could partner with Hourglass, for example, straight through the Dior platform and get directly linked up to different people that are actually legitimate people in the space, and not have to worry about, am I talking to the right person? Am I sending money to the right person, et cetera? We're simplifying the entire process in a safe, transparent, and efficient way. Back to you, Jet.
Man, that is amazing. Some general questions for these folks. I know that we can't give specific dates, but we're going to announce when we're going to have the opportunity for Hourglass DApp community members to be involved with the private rounds for DiamondSwap and Dior. When do you see the actual TGEs for these two?
Yeah, so the TG for Dior is in March. No exact date yet, but it will be in March. The beta of the platform is also going to be releasing in March for Dior, and then the full release will be in April. So definitely something to look forward to at the end of this quarter. DiamondSwap, the aggregator update will be at the end of this month, where people will actually be able to utilize the platform, come in, see, give feedback, start using it for every trade if you would like to save money and pay less gas. Definitely, what I would recommend is using DiamondSwap at that point. And then we'll be releasing the beta for perpetuals in March as well. And then once perpetuals are stable, then the Diamond token will also release in tandem. And one of the things with DiamondSwap that is very interesting for most people in the space, especially people who are looking to gain more from using their platform, is and this really will resonate to the people who are brand new in the space, or people who have been here for a long time, is we are actually doing an airdrop campaign for DiamondSwap. So the people who utilize trading through the aggregator, the people who stake liquidity and create LP tokens on DiamondSwap, people who are following the social medias for DiamondSwap, etc., they are going to be eligible for our airdrop campaign. And just to put it into perspective, we are raising $12.6 million so far for DiamondSwap. So we will be one of the most funded projects in the entire space. And our overhead is not that large. So we will definitely have a very interesting year for 2024. And it will not just be one airdrop. So definitely interesting things to be paying attention to. If you would like to utilize some of that eligibility, you can create liquidity on diamondswap.org right now and start utilizing the platform in order to trade all of the other assets that are on the other exchanges, or for pairs that we don't have liquidity for. Definitely keep an eye out for when the aggregator update comes out, because we will be heavily pushing our campaign at that point. We have done no paid marketing at all. All of the influencers, all the connections, everything else, we're not paying any of them. They've paid us for an allocation into the project. So that should put it into perspective of the caliber of what we are building, and the interest level of what we have, right? We're going to pay for a minimum amount of marketing, but have a marketing reach of some of the titans in the space. So definitely, if you have any more questions on the airdrop in that regard, definitely join our Telegram, and I can sort of go into more detail depending on what you ask me, because I am known in our community for giving alpha too early. So I have been teaching myself how to keep my mouth shut for certain things here in the recent few weeks.
I totally feel you. I struggle with that like every single day because sometimes I see like some of the concerns that pop up and in our Telegram, and it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm thinking in my head, if you only knew what was coming and how we've already solved that, but we can't announce that right at this time because there's just a time for everything. So a couple things I want you guys to notice from what Hank just said. Two things. One is that TGE for both Dior and DiamondSwap will be pretty much right before the halving, one after other. They'll probably be a few weeks apart. I don't think there could be better timing because, as I mentioned in the DiamondSwap spaces, you every single time like clockwork. I mean, the mainstream media is one of probably the most predictable institutions and entities involved, and it's pretty much as predictable as that around election time they're going to cover an election. Around the Bitcoin halving time, there's going to be a mainstream press and FOMO around crypto in general. And so for the TGEs to be around there, I think that's brilliant strategically. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that one of the beauties, one of the many beauties of Diamond Swap is that the key of having a good product is that there has to be incentive to use it. So as a project, we're absolutely going to be using Diamond Swap because it's to our benefit. As he mentioned, those fees, we're going to get them back, and then we're going to find a way to. We'll figure out. We'll maybe take a vote or something, but we could do things to the community. We can give that those extra tokens away, or we can burn them or use them for liquidity. Whatever we do, we get a benefit from using Diamond Swap, just like every other project will. And so that's I think that's very key, is that they're solving a real problem and making a better user experience for projects that are paired on there as well, which is key to success.
Something that's
Um,
cool for you guys to utilize as well, Jet, is in our next update. It also includes the ability to white label the decks more than just being an embed like we have right now. Rick here in the audience. I'm the CTO for Nobility Token as well. It's an esports token that launched back in the previous bull. They just released the first esports product within the platform, but they are listed on Diamond Swap. They've been getting all the fees and everything else back to the community, and they have a embed of the swap. But one of the things that are in this next upgrade is we're actually allowing projects to white label the swap, add their own logos, customize it to fit their look and everything else, and put it into their website. So your community won't only just be able to go to either Dior or DiamondSwap, but they'll also be able to go to your own website if you guys choose to integrate it and do the swaps right through there, same way as they would Dior or DiamondSwap. So we're really trying to make this as user friendly and as customizable for projects as they would like.
we're definitely going to do that. I think that we're going to make that like one of the default recommendations. And to be quite frank, we've had folks want us to do that, but we weren't as confident in their longevity, and we didn't know if they're really going to last. And if we're going to do something like that and get people used to a process, you have to know with a player like you guys that's going to be having over 10 million in funding, that is going all the way, that has the very best KOLs that's here to stay. And so we're absolutely going to be doing that. And I think that if someone like me, analytical, and looks at it that way, then every other project leaders are also going to look at that way. And so I'm just really excited about the adoption curve. It's going to be an amazing. It's going to be kind of like an amazing ride. And that part of what makes this fun is that we have a lot of the same folks in common. Coach K, I think, did work with you guys and the tokenomics. You guys are Buddy and Psychonaut. They're basically on our team and your team. So we're just always basically the same crew that we're seeing everywhere, and we're always looking for ways to help each other. And that's really what Web3 is all about. I think it's that finding the highest quality collaborations and cross promoting, cross marketing, creating those synergies.
Yeah, we've got definitely a large amount of synergy here. 3M Capital is one of the advisors on our project, and Goalie Dude specifically is on our business development team for my umbrella company as well. HLW Group is my development company, doing the development for both of DiamondSwap and Dior, as well as any of our other clients. So he is Definitely somebody that I talk to nonstop every day. But yeah, we've got a ton of people on that we are connected to. I mean, we've got Josh Mayer from Andromeda Capital. He is a advisor on the project as well. We've got Coco and this awesome guy named Jet. We've got Dave Walson with Wilder Worlds. We've got a large amount of people within our network, and those are just a very, very small handful of the hundreds of people that we have within our cap table and our reach at this point. We've got some of the largest VCs in the world as part of our project now as well. So, where we were a month ago compared to yesterday is just absolutely crazy. And I'm sure by this time next week, I'm going to be saying, "Oh man, I didn't know anybody compared to what I know this week." Like I've caught myself saying that every single week for the last 3 months at this point. So I just never know what to expect, what kind of meeting is going to pop up, but it's definitely crazy. I'm very, very bullish. I don't even know if I could fit more bullish into my body at this point, but somehow it keeps happening every day. So yeah, I think this is
I'm right there with
my
you, man.
first. This is my first day
Yeah.
that I've been able to do a Twitter Space in like a month and a half. I was on, I think, 17 meetings yesterday, back to back to back to back, until I had an hour break to eat dinner because I didn't have enough time for breakfast or lunch. If my wife didn't bring me food, I think I'd die at this point. But then I had 3 more meetings after I finally ate. So like it's just nonstop all day, every day, and it's fantastic.
Without doubt, Hank is one of the hardest workers in crypto. I can multiple people have attested to that, as well as other folks on your team, Ben and all them as well. And you could just see it in the results. What you guys have accomplished in such a short amount of time, it's really phenomenal. And yeah, I'm just so excited about where this is going. Um, I'm gonna keep this spaces a little bit shorter, but just want to basically remind everyone that since we moved into the launch station model, it's been a tremendous success. The DApp is working perfectly. The DApp is only going to get better. The dev teams, basically, we've already told the dev team that there's going to be improvements made throughout the whole year. They're block safe. They're on retainer, so they love working with us, and you're going to see a lot of improvements there. You're going to see more announcements on what opportunities you're going to be able to get into by being part of it, more and more, and then they're going to actually start happening, which is going to be part of our own marketing strategy, where people can talk about how they were on socials and everything, able to get into projects via our station, which will naturally lead to more people being curious and wanting to take part in it. So the whole point is that it's very, very early innings. Right now, we're, in my opinion, retail has not even really come in yet with the FOMO. We're nowhere near any sort of mania phase or anything. It's all coming up. The halving's coming up. Then usually the biggest run is after the halving, and so the timing couldn't be better. The bottom line is that if you're looking for a way to get into some of the best projects in Web3 early, if you like that dream, and you like what we've shown you so far with projects like DiamondSwap and Dior, then the one way to do it that we like is uh, you know be part of Hourglass Wait. And so that's the message there. Any closing thoughts, Hank? I'm just going to wrap it up here, but just want to give you a chance to, maybe tell people where to follow you, where to go to learn more about DiamondSwap and Dior.
Yeah, so I just pinned 2 tweets on the jumbotron. Um, I pinned the wrong one for DiamondSwap, so ignore that. I'm adding a different one. But yeah, we DiamondSwap is technically live right now at diamondswap.org. We will be doing our major upgrade with the aggregator and everything else that I've mentioned at the end of this month, right? So right now you can list liquidity. There is some liquidity pools that are accessible, but a majority of the functionality and really what sets us apart is going to be in our upgrade at the end of the month. So that's something to definitely pay attention to. So the posts above have a link to both the DiamondSwap and the Dior Twitters and Telegrams. Make sure to join the communities and stay up to date, because we're going to put a lot of information out. I'm sure we're going to be putting out a lot more information about the partnership with Hourglass and everything else as well here in both of the Hourglass and the respective channels. So definitely pay attention. I look forward to getting to meet each and every one of you. And that's kind of like why I do this personally. Is I want to get to know people. I want to be part of something that's really cool. Obviously, I'm a huge nerd. I love innovating and everything else. Whenever I'm not doing crypto stuff, which is pretty much like 18 out of the 24 hours of my day. The rest of my day is for video games, because I also own a video game retail store franchise that we are expanding at the same time. So, Ultra Geek, I can talk to you guys about anything. Would love for you to hit me up, ask any questions, and just, let me know. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us up.
Awesome. We're going to extend this just a little bit because I just saw that Coco came in, and Coco's we met several weeks ago. He's helping us with Hourglass. I'm helping him with his project. Just a great guy, Bitcoin whale, knows everybody, knows everything about the markets. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. Yeah, man. Just wanted to stop by and say what's up. Big Hourglass weight supporter, also DiamondSwap supporter. So I wanted to come in and show you guys some love, see what's happening.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're pretty excited that these are our to get it kicked off by announcing that DiamondSwap and Dior. If you're part of the Hourglass launch station, you get a chance to get in early in the private rounds, and we might just be cooking something up with Coco. Maybe, can't be confirmed, can't deny either. Might be something really, really big coming up with Coco. Might not be just random coincidence that he's popping
Is
in,
it going to
right?
be an easy
Nice.
process?
Hey, you give it all away, bro.
No, you know what? Literally you can tease 99% and still people won't connect the dots. People will still
That's
be
kind of
like,
true,
"So what
huh?
is it? So what is it?" So
Yeah,
I was just asking a
I
question.
guess
What are
that's
you
a
guys?
pretty
What are you
common
guys
word.
talking about?
No, that's funny. Yeah, man. I'm excited for the future. Honestly, there's just like, man, we're in such a what a time to be in crypto, right? Like, what a time to like be somebody that's interacting in the space, like in Web3, just like making connections, making friends, being part of different communities, being part of different projects. Obviously, I'm pretty sure every single person in here is an investor. So, like, obviously, when it comes to like one of the most like profitable things I've ever done is become like an early stage supporter of projects, right? So when I think about something like Hourglass that gives people a lot of like incentive to come in, be part of a community, and also get opportunities to have that exposure to like early stage products. I mean, it's literally I even tell like when I do my like VC and my Telegram community, or like when I do other spaces, I've been saying this for a while. I'm like, you guys need to look at like projects that are like launch pads or projects where there's deal flow and projects where there's people that are also doing stuff behind the scenes, not just on the forefront, because like everything has an inception point and everything has like the pillars that all these projects stand on. Like there's money to be made there too, right? And in this industry, the most important thing is knowledge, right? Info, alpha, right? We're always saying alpha this, alpha that, but like I don't think there's anything more alpha than being early, right? So yeah, I guess that would just be my thoughts on it.
So, Coco, I'm just going to ask, like, when are you going to invent a time machine so I can go back and be earlier on all the stuff that I wanted to be early on that I missed?
Well, Uh, I mean, Shit, that would be nice, right? Like, I mean, I have like nightmares about like how much I sold Bitcoin back for in like 2014,
Yeah,
but
same here.
I mean, you just got to go with the times, bro. It's like, man, I don't even. I honestly get like, I think I have PTSD for like what I was selling Bitcoin for back in the day. So, I mean, we have a chance right now. I really believe this is going to be like the craziest bull run we've ever had. They always are bigger than the last one. So, like, what I would say, and this is just an overall kind of broad perspective, is just make sure you're being thoughtful with the way you're positioning yourself. Like, be smart, but also don't be afraid. Like I personally take chances. I don't know if everyone has a different kind of risk profile, but like the more exposure you have to stuff and the more open-minded you stay, you're going to leave yourself open to more opportunities, right? And that's what it's all about: opportunities, being first, alpha information, and just kind of being able to intake all of that and digest it the right way. Because obviously there's bad shit that you don't want to get involved in too, right? So being able to decipher that is also a big thing. And that's my 101 crypto 101 keynote. So I'm done.
So Coco is the smartest cheetah ape that exists in the space. So he has my full endorsement on what he just said, and I'm waiting for him to put out the masterclass so I can subscribe and get his ebook.
I'm just an ape, bro. I'm just a cheetah ape, man. That's it.
You're a brilliant ape.
I think you need to do like a live tour also, like Tony Robbins, where you give like those alpha seminars in person, pump everybody up.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see him do like a giant conference with just like Solana shitcoining in the background or something.
Hey, look, I invest in all types of projects, but I just have an affinity to. Well, it's because I think it's so much fun, right? Like, but I do love me some shit coins, and recently I've been getting wrecked on them. But every once in a while, you hit a good one. Definitely the most risky part of the the space to be playing around in, but definitely a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah, and 100%. We're in some of the same ones. We won't drop it here because we don't want to make it sound like an endorsement. But we're in some pretty interesting out of the box plays.
Oh, you gotta be right. You gotta be
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like you
It
gotta
makes it
take
fun.
those. Like you gotta mess around in some areas. Like I was just saying. Like you want to have exposure. Like you never know. Like there's stuff that's gonna surprise us, bro. Like moving into this bull run, like there's gonna be projects that like are super like just come out of nowhere, left field, and you're just like, wow, like I can't believe I didn't think of that. And then it'll all make sense. It'll all make sense after the fact, right?
Yeah, and
But yeah, I'm just
I was talking
excited.
about that yesterday. Is back in 2015, I was sitting there in the middle of in the middle of class, and I saw this thing is Doge Miner, and it's just like a cookie clicker fork kind of thing, but instead you got little Doges, but it actually gave you Dogecoin when Dogecoin was worth like nothing. So they were just giving it away, and I had like 1 million Doge on this little wallet that I had on a laptop, and I never thought anything of it. I threw the laptop away, never moved it, and if I would have kept the Doge when I knew, what it was, it would be a different story. But I just, you never know what you got, and it's always good to pay attention and just kind of hang on to everything and measure your risk factors. But it definitely helps to do your own research.
Yeah,
One
DYOR for sure.
and yeah, and at minimum, take leave a moon bag, because the number of stories of folks that like myself and others, where it's like bought bought ETH at $1, sold at 15. Those are just as bad as almost as lost in laptops in the landfill.
Yeah,
So
I,
if it just left a moon bag, it wouldn't have been as
I
painful.
bought I bought
So
1,000 ETH at $13, and I sold it at 24, and I was like, "Yeah, baby, I just made so much money." I look back, and I'm just like,
no.
"Oh my gosh!" But, hey, whatever.
Hey, can I do the standard where I ask everyone to retweet the room, because like it's starting to fill up in here. I just posted a link in my like call channel, and
Oh,
yeah, let's get some
nice.
more people in there. Let's get
Let
some more
me.
eyes. Everyone retweet if you
I'm
got
gonna
a
invite
chance.
you to co-host, Coco, because that's good for
Yeah,
algo.
yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Obviously.
yeah. Now for you guys out there, everyone who's not following Coco, follow Coco and Hank right now. You don't get this impression that he's just this shitcoiner. Without giving too many details, he this guy is basically like this evil genius who has his own mega project that's like DiamondSwap Dior, which solves one of the very biggest problems in crypto and in an incredibly easy way. And so I think we're gonna save that for a whole other like spaces dedicated to that. But this guy is a mega genius and super connector, and it's it's just awesome collabing with. I think that everyone out there, you can tell the quality of folks that we're networking with. We're all folks that are trying to solve real problems. Diamond Swap and Dior, they're better versions of what are some of the most important and popular tools in the entire Web3 space. Coco is going to unleash basically the Manhattan Project of Manhattan projects. You'll see with Wait, we're trying to solve the problem of regular people not being able to get in early on projects, which is kind of the dream of everyone in crypto. We're all in this together. We're all bringing the best people together, and we're all kind of in this alliance. And so yeah, it's awesome.
No, dude, ever since I became part of the community, bro, you guys have a great community, and like you can just tell.
I think we may have
Oh,
lost Coco a little
are those
bit.
NFTs?
Oh, 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 these profile pics.
Yeah. Are those NFTs?
They're going to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I need one. I was like, wait, where's my NFT?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, this has been like there's a guy here named Blood Diamond who he's one of the I love this guy. I met him in another community and he like won like their Zeely quest thing and we kind of brought him into the Hourglass community and he's just so proactive in designing stuff like this and doing stuff and he has a collection all ready to go but it hasn't been the right timing yet but at some point we will launch these as NFTs, maybe give them some sort of functionality in the launch station DApp. And Blood, I'm sorry that sometimes you send me so much stuff that like I can't look at it because I got like 8,000 things to do. But I do appreciate you. And also another thing that I just want to say is that it's awesome seeing like when we were in the Diamond Swap spaces like all these Hourglass folks in there like taking into I know a lot of our community like went into the Diamond Swap, joined the Diamond Swap TG and the Dior TG, and so it's just proof of concept that what we're doing works. We're introducing great projects and then we're blending communities and making them into super communities, and so yeah, love it.
Yeah, I think what you guys are doing is right, and you're taking kind of like I guess it's almost like people like it because like you got to think like not every single person in crypto as like we're very like guys like me and you, we're very fortunate to have been in it for a while, right, Hank? We've been doing crypto for a long time, but there's a lot of
It
people that
feels like
came in maybe
forever. Yes.
yeah, like the last cycle, right? Like and this is their next cycle where they're really hoping to like do something really cool or make some really good moves. Or there's some people that are just coming into the space right now, right? So like a lot of people aren't afforded just the time and market to be able to build that network out and be able to have access to early stage stuff and like deal flow, right? So like that's like one of the main things that I tell my community is I'm like, look, guys, not every single project's going to be good that you get into, but you definitely need to be paying attention to the early stage stuff because this is exactly where you want to be. It's one of the most lucrative things as an investor, and it's also like think about it like when you go and buy a project, right? Like when you buy a token of a project, right? Wouldn't you rather be like there right from the beginning so you can actually have like a full scope of what's going on in the project rather like I'm not saying don't invest in stuff later on because there's a lot of good stuff out there, but what I'm saying is like you get the full scope of the project when you get in early and you can really kind of vibe with it. You can say, oh, maybe I want to put a little bit more, maybe I want to invest a little bit more in this, or maybe like you can just get more information, and that's like the number one thing. Like honestly, I would much rather have really good alpha and information than be a master at looking at the chart, because the chart can deceive you, but if you have the right information and it's factual information, that's always going to be the best key to making winning trades, making profitable trades, and investing in good projects.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And so what you're getting with our Hourglass launch station is you're getting the eyes and ears of all of our leaders of our communities, folks like myself, Josh Mayer, as we mentioned earlier, Brian Evans, Coach K. Any partnership we do, it goes across everybody and they go, yeah, this is a good early stage project. So the reality is, unfortunately, there's so much garbage, there's so much noise, there's so many scams in crypto that if you're new, you're just going out there looking what random paid shillers or whatever are shilling of the day, you might just get into a ton of pump and dump scams, right? But that's not going to happen as part of the Hourglass community, because everything that we bring on as a partner is vetted. I'm not saying we're going to have 100% hit rate, but we're sure going to have a better hit rate than random picking projects like DiamondSwap, Dior to tout. You're going to see the quality of the other projects as well. Once in a while, we're going to have some ones that are a little more fun and silly with a little bit more high risk that's thrown in there. But in general, we're going to be presenting very top shelf projects. And so, yeah, really excited about that, and how that's going to go. Toko, can you tease anything? Maybe tease a little bit about something that you might be
Um,
doing.
yeah, well, let's just say I don't want to tease too much because like I just kind of I'm like one of those guys that is like more of a show me rather than a tell me guy. But what I will say is we've been working on something with the team that's we've been working on for about a year. So it's been building all through the bear, and it's coming pretty soon. So I'll say that. That's what I'll say. So just stay tuned.
Yeah, I can only say that it's coming pretty soon. I'm privy to what went on, and it's kind of on the same type of mega scale as DiamondSwap Dior. A lot of the very best people in all of crypto are going to be around it, and so another testament to our network. We were identified early, got involved really early, realized that pretty much we have a ton of people in common, and so because of that, Hourglass community will be with that too. So we're really excited. Um,
Hell yeah.
Anything else,
We got
guys?
Roman up here. Oh,
Oh, nice.
oh no,
Everybody
I'm
follow
Hey
Roman.
guys.
he's my buddy. We got we have 2 GigaBrain devs up here. We got Hank and Roman, but they're also at nighttime. They're
Amazing.
also shitcoiners, So like,
Accurate. Yep.
Roman, you want to say hi and introduce yourself?
Hey guys. Yeah, just chilling.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Nice.
Love it.
a man of many words, Roman,
Yeah,
man of
I'm
many
like,
words.
What did I miss?
Well, Kogo has not spilled the beans of your Manhattan project, so that's still just being
Yeah, that's
teased that
the
something is
yeah,
happening. Maybe something might be happening somewhere that might solve some problems in an easy way. So,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it will kill it.
Yeah,
but
we're
you
we've
guys are
been man, we've been
slammed.
working so hard. Yeah,
I've
we've been
been
working
privy
so
to
hard.
your calendar, and I'm sorry that I can't go to almost all of the things in the calendar, but the good thing is that while you have a calendar like that, you and Roman, I have the same calendar with all these other folks. So then any of the folks that I talk to are also, I'm gonna can cross introduce to the folks in your calendar, and vice versa. So
That's awesome,
yeah,
man. I
just
appreciate that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
likewise, and
Yep,
same
yep,
here. Anything I got, you
exactly,
can have as well.
exactly.
Connections.
That's
That's
how
it.
it's done. That is how it's done,
Well, look,
folks.
yes,
I can
sir.
give you Buddy. He's basically my calendar. That and you can join any of the dev calls if you want. I'll let you in.
Did you know that Buddy is basically like a superhero, because like he does all this stuff. He's like advising a million projects. He knows every single KOL. He's hooked us up with every KOL, and then he's also like literally like fighting fires and saving lives like at the same time. He literally like can't
Hey,
make up
buddy,
like a better
buddy, be
superhero
honest, bro.
story.
Buddy, how many kittens have you saved out of a tree? Be honest, buddy. How many times have you done it? Like, if you had to count on one hand, like, how many times have you actually climbed a tree and pulled a kitten out of a tree?
I'm more of a dog person.
Yeah.
He'll just let the kittens like be stranded, but pull down the dogs and save them.
On a serious note, I volunteered for the fire department for like 3-4 years. We never got any freaking calls about any cats. I moved into my house. This 2 weeks afterwards, I had a cat stuck in my own tree, and I was like, "Oh, well, what do we do about this?" So I called the fire department. I was like, "Hey guys, can you come to my house and get this cat out?" They were like, "Oh, we don't do that anymore." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What am I supposed to do with this cat then?" So, yeah.
I guess they're like putting animal control private services out of business or something by when they rescue cats.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're not allowed to do that here. You got to call someone else." I was like, "I've watched so many movies. That's not right."
Yeah. It's hilarious. There's like this plumbing commercial that always comes on where like this guy comes as a plumber. It's called like Roto Hero, and then like in the commercial, like there's like this kid and he's like, "Oh, thanks sir, you fixed like my our toilet and you also saved our cat." Like he's like, "You're a real hero, Roto Hero." And it's kind of like, okay, do you realize by making that commercial now, like the expectation is that if there's a cat out there, that like your company will actually have their representative fix it, who's only like qualified to plunge your toilet. It's kind of funny. But yeah, those archetypes are great. Those things that we see in movies and we assume will be repeated in real world, but it's not always like that. Yeah. So anyway, any final words, folks? I think that we got a lot covered. I think everybody knows there's a lot ahead.
I just want to quickly talk about price. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's what moves markets, right? Speculation. That's that sexy sauce, right? Like, how much are we gonna make on things? Um, I want to say, like, like Coco was saying earlier, it's very, very critical, and definitely something to keep note of is how you position yourself in the market. The portfolio matters. What kind of niches, what kind of narratives you're following matters. Um, Last cycle, one of the biggest things in my portfolio, which I'm very grateful that I got into early, was launch pads, incubation stations. Like, having that access to like diversify your portfolio is obviously attractive. Getting that alpha is even more so. But these launch pads, man, they freaking rip. So Hourglass, you guys are in the right place for, in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my opinion, for something that's going to be very beneficial to all our portfolios for people that are involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's a proven model, right? But then you guys are putting like the sprinkle, like the extra, like kind of added personal touch to it. So I think that there's a lot of value there, and that's a reason why I bought a bunch, because I just really like. I think that like that's part of blockchain too, right? Like is letting the average person get a shot, right? Like that's kind of what Bitcoin was created for, right? Like, I mean, obviously weight's not Bitcoin, but we're still in this crypto sphere. So like anything that's going to be able to like help the average person or like give people more opportunities, I think that's a net win for the space, right? um yeah, and then obviously it's fantastic for community building, because they've always got different topics to talk about, right? Like, okay, yeah, we're talking about weight right now, which is a good project in its own right, but then you got these other projects coming through. So there's always a topic of discussion within this community, right? So there's like sub communities forming out of the main community, and there's just a lot of layers to it that have and we saw it last cycle, right? Like, it's a proven model that works, and I firmly believe that if we can take proven models and we can like innovate on top of them and like make them even better, like we put ourselves in the right spot. So yeah, that'll be my final closing statement of my keynote 101.
Yeah, 100%, and that's really what we're trying to do. And we're actually partnering with a lot of other launch pads as well, because it's not always we don't see them as direct competition. In a lot of cases, we can work with we can have our launch station where they're getting in early, and then on the actual TG dates, we're partnering with other, like many of the top you've actually referred me to some, and so we can't disclose what those partnerships are yet, but we're pretty much talking to all the big players. One thing that I am proud of is that I think a lot of launch type projects are kind of scrambling, and they realize that this is the right time to do it. And we had the foresight where we've been already setting up the foundation for months. So as I mentioned, we already have over a dozen projects that are in the pipeline, and now our momentum is so big because whenever we talk to someone new, we can already name the dozen that are already in our pipeline. They're like, oh, you have all those guys? Yeah, if you have all those guys, then that must mean something. We want in on this too. And so we set it up early. Now we have more momentum to make our model work. It's a little bit different than the like what Seedify was last year, or last cycle also, because in addition to the early access, we're also going to be doing airdrop / claims where you're going to get reward tokens as well as ability to get in early. But yeah, that's really what it's all about. So yeah, I wanted to oh, yeah, last thing I just want to mention is that I want you guys to remember that basically, look, with Hourglass, there's multiple plays here. There's the play of Hourglass as more people understand what we offer and more people stake and more people realize that there's benefits from that. That should, in our belief, it's going to create more and more demand for weight, especially as we go into bull market, and that should be good for us. There's also just the function itself of when you have weight and you stake it and you have PowerPoints, you're getting the ultimate alpha and you're getting the eyes and ears of all of our leaders as to what are these opportunities to get in early on. So there's multiple ways to benefit from us, our community, the early alpha, the access, and then the ability for weight to have more and more demand for it as we execute successfully. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody. Thanks, Coco. Thanks, Buddy, for popping in. The only reason why I didn't call you Buddy because I didn't know if you could speak yet, but I guess you could speak for a while. Thank you, Hank. Everybody, look out for DiamondSwap. Look out for Dior. Follow Roman. He's quiet, but he's secretly developing one of the Manhattan projects of crypto with Coco, and so he is a person to know. And thank all of you. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. And look, it's just the very, very beginning. I think that if you see what we've teased so far, you know what our community is, you know who's behind us. You should be able to, in your mind, kind of guess what's going to happen over the next several days, weeks, months, etc. All right, guys, take care.
Thanks, Chad. Bye.
Peace.